Hello students. In my last video, we have studied about the types of ecosystem. That is, we studied the natural ecosystem. In the natural ecosystem, we saw the different type of ecosystems like the grassland ecosystem, the desert ecosystem, and then finally we came to the aquatic ecosystem. In the aquatic ecosystem, we saw about the marine ecosystem and the freshwater ecosystem. So, those were going to be the natural ecosystem, one which are already going to be in the nature. They are present in the nature, you can say. The nature has made it. So, they are going to be called as the natural ecosystem. So today we are going to be studying about the artificial ecosystem. Now whatever diagrams or pictures you are seeing over here, all these are the examples of artificial ecosystem. Then what do I mean by this artificial ecosystem? So here we can see the artificial ecosystem is nothing but these are maintained by man, where by addition of energy and planned manipulations, natural balance is distributed regularly. So what we are going to be dealing here with is artificial ecosystem is nothing but the man made ecosystem, that ecosystem which the man has created. Of course, man cannot create all the things that are going to be necessary for the ecosystem, but using the natural things he can create a artificial ecosystem. Like for example, you can take the croplands like maize, wheat, rice fields, etc. Here, what is happening? In a piece of land, the man tries to control the biotic community as well as the physiochemical environment and artificial ecosystem. So, in the man made ecosystem, like for example, here we have taken the field, any type of the crop field you can take. Herein we can see that all the components are being controlled by the man. Like when the land has to be plowed or tilled, what type of seeds have to be put over there? When the water has to be put, or what time of the season the seeds have to be sowed so that the proper development is going to be taking place. In this manner, he is trying to control the biotic components of the nature, of the ecosystem, so that he can create an ecosystem which is desired by him. So that is going to be called as an artificial ecosystem. Now, when I am comparing a natural ecosystem with an artificial ecosystem, here we can see that the natural ecosystem is a natural unit consisting of all plants, animals, and microorganisms. It is a place where plants and animals are dependent upon one another. That is a natural ecosystem we have seen. Then, what is an artificial ecosystem? Artificial ecosystems are created by human beings, where the management balance of the nature is distributed regularly. So the man is going to be regulating the ecosystem, or they are maintaining the ecosystem according to their need, is known as the artificial ecosystem. So the examples can be any type of fields like the sugarcane field or the rice field, or you can take the gardens, dams, aquariums. In the picture down here you can see an aquarium. So in this manner, we can see that the basic biotic and abiotic components are defined by man in an artificial ecosystem. So that is how comparison of the natural with the artificial ecosystem. Now, the artificial ecosystem can be divided mainly into terrestrial ecosystem, aquatic ecosystem and urban ecosystem. All are going to be created by the man only, but what they are being divided into three to make it simplified for study. So the artificial ecosystem can be terrestrial, urban or aquatic. We are not going in much detail. Let us just take few examples of each one of them. So what is a terrestrial ecosystem? That is man-made, artificial terrestrial ecosystem. So the terrestrial artificial ecosystem was the first man-made ecosystem in the form of a farm, that is your field. So the man started cultivating the crops which he needed, which he wanted. So in this manner, the farm became the first man-made ecosystem. Then once he was able to grow the crops he needed, now he started domesticating the animals. He started keeping the animals and cultivating, or you can say growing the animals which he needed. So that is, he domesticated the animals. So once he started farming and domesticating the animals, then he started creating larger things like the gardens, parks, greenhouses, then your orchards. Orchards are nothing but where the fruits are grown, and zoos and terrariums. So all these are the examples of the artificial terrestrial ecosystem, means those ecosystems which were created on the land. So that is artificial terrestrial ecosystem. Then came the aquatic ecosystem. We also started maintaining the life in the water. So how? By artificially making some tanks or ponds. So aquariums are an example of a man-made ecosystem. Apart from that, you can take the ponds, the fish farms which are artificially made by man. We are creating small ponds in the gardens. Now these are artificially created by the man's, and whatever the required plants and animals are there, it is being grown in those ponds and fish farms. So that is an aquatic type of artificial ecosystem. Now what is this urban type? So we can see that cities occupy only 2% of the land, and in those 2%, due to the human interventions, the animals like cats are being domesticated, dogs are there, and due to the human population, mosquitoes are there, rats, cockroaches, pigeons, storks, and some of the plants like grasses are there because of the human beings. So actually they must be into your forest, but these are today dependent on the human beings. So in short, we can call them as the urban type of the ecosystem. So this is going to be the artificial ecosystem, that is nothing but the man-made or man-created with the help of the nature only. It is not that whole and soul man has created. He is only trying to manipulate the nature by his own way so that we can get benefited by it. So that is all about the types of ecosystem. So we have studied the two types of ecosystem, that is natural ecosystem and the artificial ecosystem. Now, coming to the next part in your syllabus is organization of ecosystem. So in the organization of the ecosystem, we have to study the biotic and the abiotic components. So what do you mean by biotic components? What are abiotic components? In biotic components, what is the role of plants, animals and microorganisms? So right in the starting classes only, I had told you about the biotic environment. It is going to be the living beings. The living organisms are forming the biotic environment. Talking about the abiotic components, they were the water, light and temperature, like non-living things which are present in nature influencing the biotic factors. So let us study these in a bit detail in this part of your syllabus. So all the ecosystem of earth are connected to one another. That is, river ecosystem is connected with the ocean ecosystem. Even the terrestrial ecosystem is going to be connected with the aquatic ecosystem somewhere. So each and every ecosystem that is present in the nature is somehow connected with each other to form the biome. Biome is nothing but all of the ecosystems are forming the biome. So hence it is going to be a difficult thing to understand the structure of the ecosystem. But to study the structure of the ecosystem, yes, of course we can study some of its components. The structure of an ecosystem is basically a description of the organism and physical features of the environment, including the amount and distribution of nutrients in a particular habitat. So mainly in the structure we have to deal with the biotic components interacting with the abiotic components, that is organisms and the physical features. So herein we can see that this also provides information regarding the range of climatic conditions prevailing in that area. From the structural point of view, all ecosystem consists of two basic components, and those components are nothing but abiotic components and biotic components. What do you mean by this abiotic components? We will take later, but first let us study what are the biotic components. Biotic means life, living. So the biotic components include all the living organisms present in the environmental system. From nutrition point of view, the biotic components can be grouped into two basic components. So what is your nutrition point of view means nothing but how the organisms are taking their nutrition from, or from where they are getting their food from. Energy to do work is going to be got from the food, and from where they are getting this. Based upon that, the biotic components can be grouped as autotrophic components and heterotrophic components. So what are these autotrophic components? Autotrophic components include all the plants which are going to be present in nature producing their own food. Auto means on their own. Tropic means nutrition. So autotrophic means those which are producing their food by their own. They are not dependent on anyone else for food. Heterotrophic components. Hetero means depending upon the others. So all the other animals who are going to be depending upon the plants will now be called as the heterotrophic components. So let us study about both in detail. So herein the autotrophic components are nothing but they can be called as primary producers now. It includes all the green plants which fix the radiant energy of sun and manufacture food from inorganic substances through photosynthesis. So as I was telling you, what do you mean by autotrophic? They are producing their own food. But producing their own food means from where they are getting the energy to produce this food. They are getting this energy to produce the food from the sun. Sun is going to be the basic source of energy for all the living organisms because the autotrophs will produce the food from the sun, that is they are taking the energy from the sun. They are producing the food through a process that is photosynthesis. Now what are heterotrophic components? So heterotrophic components are those which are depending on the autotrophs. So ultimately from sun to autotrophs, from autotrophs to heterotrophs. It includes green bacteria, non-green plants and all animals which take food from the autotrophs. So biotic components of an ecosystem can be described under the following three heads. So autotrophs are forming the primary producers. Done. Now what are the heterotrophs? So the heterotrophs can be grouped as secondary producers, consumers, decomposers or reducers. So what are they? We will study about it. But before that, let us know some basic terms which you are going to be coming across when we are going to be studying the further lesson. So what are herbivores? Herbivores are nothing but they are the plant eaters. You can take your example like your goats are herbivores. Cows, buffaloes are herbivores. Carnivores. Carnivores are the secondary consumers and they are depending on the herbivores. So they are the secondary consumers means they will be eating the plant eaters. You can take example like the tiger or your lion which will eat the goats and the cows or the buffaloes. Then comes the omnivores. Omnivores are those organisms which eat everything. Whatever is available, they are ready to eat. Who are coming under this category? We are the omnivores. That is, man can be called as an omnivore. We are eating the herbivores, we are eating the carnivores, we are eating everything. Like us, even the crows can be an example of the omnivores. Then come the scavengers. What are scavengers? They are the dead material is eaten by them. Whatever the dead bodies are there, they are eating them. You can take the example vulture. So vultures are very rare today because of the pesticides. Then comes the word dictivores. What are dictivores? They are feeding on parts of the dead organisms. You can take the example here as your earthworms or the ants. So they are present in the ground or the soil and they are eating the parts of the dead organisms. So they are called as dictivores, feeding on dead organisms. Then comes the decomposers. So what are decomposers? Example you can take the bacteria and fungi, which are going to recycle the organic matter and ecosystem by degradation and releasing the resulting simpler inorganic compounds or water where they are taken up as nutrients by producers. In simple terms, I can define decomposers as a organism which is converting the complex material into the simple material so that the plants are able to take up that. when the organisms are dead, their nutrients are broken down by the directivores. The broken down nutrients are absorbed by the decomposers and they are converting back them into the basic inorganic components like phosphorus, nitrogen or carbon and water, which can be easily taken up by the plants. Those are the producers. So these are the terms which you will be encountering when we are studying this lesson, that is ecosystem. So that is herbivores, carnivores, omnivores, scavengers, directivores and decomposers. So in the next class, let us study more about the biotic components, that is plants which are the autotrophs, heterotrophic components that are the animals and the microorganisms which are the decomposers. So this is all for today. We will see the next part in my next video.